storage and disposal of toxic metals, the population, especially children, will be exposed to serious health risks. Thus, the government must continually direct funds towards and frequently pass new regulations that ensure proper disposal of toxic metals and ensuring that they are kept at a safe distance. There are several risks of being exposed to lead that provide perfect reasoning for the funding of the proper disposal of it. According to Carla Campbell, risks include elevated blood levels, damage to the central nervous system, kidneys, cardiovascular system, blood-forming organs, reproductive system, and can also hinder a child's ability to learn. Children in particular are typically exposed via lead-based paint. If they get paint chips in their mouth, they are at risk of lead poisoning. Children can also be exposed through playing with lead-exposed toys, jewelry, and lunchboxes. Adults are also at risk, however, if they are attempting to paint over old paint from the 1950s. The old paint will be disturbed, and the painter will face a chance of being exposed to lead. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, in 2009, Iowa passed a law that allowed certified supervisors to make sure old lead-based paint is not being disturbed during renovations of old houses. It was also recorded that the majority of lead was being released by the mining industry. Government funds must be present to make sure that as much lead as possible is properly disposed of in a rotary furnace where it can then be melted with an alkali metal mixture. Programs such as the one Iowa adopted, are perfect examples of exactly where that funding should be directed. Another metal I will be discussing is mercury. Mercury is a neurotoxin that can greatly harm every part of the brain and nervous system of humans. Mercury causes tremors, memory issues, and mental retardation. It especially poses a problem to babies still in their mother's body. It can cause these babies to develop incorrectly. It can also poison fish, which in turn puts humans in danger as they eat them. The element of mercury is found in old-fashioned thermometers. However, it has since been phased out for the most part. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, the government is trying to limit the circulation of mercury as much as possible. They also have programs in place to educate people about proper labeling and such. Both state and federal governments have programs in place to ensure the proper storage of mercury. The Environmental Protection Agency has several measures in place to ensure the proper storage of items containing mercury and the element itself. Items containing less than 260 milligrams per kilograms of total mercury are disposed of through stabilization and solidification treatment. Items with any concentration higher than this undergo either roasting or retorting. Pure mercury must be disposed of through amalgamation. Clearly, these high risks of mercury exposure and the benefits of the government programs that are currently in place prove that funds should be continually directed to ensure as little circulation of mercury as possible and make sure that the mercury that is circulated I'll be discussing is beryllium. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, beryllium is part of coal, oil, certain rocks, volcanic dust, and soil. Beryllium can cause beryllium disease, which is an irreversible scarring of the lungs. This can eventually result in lung cancer. When the body's immune system attempts to fight beryllium disease, it results in an allergic reaction. Thus, coal miners are particularly affected by this since they are exposed to coal quite frequently. Incineration and storage in landfills are the best disposal options. The government needs to invest in new technology that will hopefully eliminate the need for human coal miners altogether, which will in turn eliminate their health problems. They also need to invest to ensure that beryllium is disposed of correctly to ensure that these health risks do not spread from coal miners to the general public. Clearly, the benefits of saving lives by investing in proper disposal methods and decreasing the circulation of various toxic metals are much stronger than the monetary costs associated with it. Thus, it clearly makes sense for the government to continue directing funds towards these areas.